So maybe we can start now.
Okay. Time to put on your headphones. So today, this is the second session at the Ingo Theatre. We're using Interprify for those that need it, and I've been amazed at the accuracy so far. We're using Pigeonhole, so if you go to pigeonhole.at or scan the code so that you can ask questions, I'll be coming to that at the end. So I will hand you over now for the session with Adis and Elena. Thank you.
Yes, hello. Thank you very much for being here. I know this is like the second session of today, and everybody is still starting, everybody is still seriously getting acquainted on the session. Today, we will be talking about run events and how run events solves one of the most important questions for each event which has got exhibition and which has got exhibitors, and it's bringing to one table exhibitors, booth builders, and event organizers in order to automatize and to improve the booth building process in the standard way and in metaverse. My name is Adis Jugo. I'm founder and CEO of Run Events. I have been in tech industry for the past 30 years and event industry for past 12 years. I'm also event organizer myself. Today I'm going to be accompanied by my lovely colleague Elena Kovacevic from Sarajevo, from Bosnia. She's showrunner at one of the large tech events in Europe, European Collaboration Summit and second European Cloud Summit. Elena, your show.
Thank you, Adis. So my name is Elena. I'm in event management business for past 15 plus years. I have been organizing many conferences and events in Bosnia, where I come from. But for the past 6 years, I've been organizing conferences in Austria and Germany. For the past 4 years, I've been working at ecs.events as a showrunner of 2 conferences. So, ecs.events started in 2012. We are in charge of organizing 2 conferences, European Collaboration Summit and European Cloud Summit. Those are largest conferences in Europe focused on Microsoft 365, and also European Cloud Summit is focused on Microsoft Azure, OpenAI, cloud technologies. And until today, we have organized more than 11 in-person events plus 2 hybrid events. All those events are including 80 plus exhibitors and sponsors.
So, Run Events proudly supports both those events as an event platform. Today we are going to be talking about this part here, about sponsors and exhibitors, but Run Events is much more than that. We are really a platform which encompasses everything from the attendee registration, from ticketing, from issuing invoices, issuing VAT invoices according to the European or UK laws, issuing invoice cancellations and invoice corrections for the return tickets and everything. So we have covered all the invoicing, but also the legal and financial side beside the invoicing. So we are able to issue those invoices for you in your name and everything. Of course, once you have people registering for events, they need badges. We also cover a complete badging process for issuing badges, but also badge invalidation, badge renewal. If people come, hey, I've lost my badge, what happens next? We have covered that. For the badge printing, you can choose any of the standard badge printers, which you see all around here. This calls from the various manufacturers. For sponsors, we'll be talking a bit more about that, but we have covered the whole sponsor process, from call for sponsors, for creating a sponsor catalog. What are you as an event organizer actually offering to sponsors? What booths, what perks, and this kind of stuff, but also sponsor onboarding, lead retrieval, and everything is coming down to sponsors. And of course also booths, which we are going to talk about that right now. When we speak about sponsors, we have a really nice gamification module where you as event organizers can say, we don't want anybody to have free coffee there, but what we want to do, is the attendees go to the sponsor booths, visit the sessions, and so collect coins, and for those coins to buy the coffee. So they get the free coffee on the end, but we have a attendee sponsor engagement in the meantime. We covered the whole speakers, content, agenda process, precision marketing management that you know, did your Google campaign or Facebook campaigns, did they bring anything and how much they bring? And of course we've got a mobile app which encompasses all of this as a part of the system.
Okay, so thank you, Adis. Yes, Run Events is covering all the segments of event organization, and we at ECS Events are using all of that. But back to our topic. So me as a customer of Run Events, I want to tell you a bit more about booth order form, which we were trying to find and to automate for our conferences and our events. So if you are event organizers, you will know what expo management means if your conference have an expo and exhibitors. So our two conferences have 80 plus exhibitors. What we needed to do is to have a booth order form that connects venue manager. All that venue is supporting us as organizers and sponsors. We have a booth builder who has furniture, equipment for the booths to support sponsors with. And we have sponsors who are our main stakeholder who would like us as organizers to take care of everything. So under the booth order form, we have, as I said, 4 stakeholders. The most important one is sponsor. Sorry, I got back. Sorry. Okay, so what we had before the Run Event supported us was several Excel sheets, catalogs from venue manager, catalog from booth builder, which we needed to share with sponsor, and many miscommunication and communication via email that we wanted to combine in one system. And then we came to Run Events team saying that we need a solution that supports us and this whole process of booth order form.
Okay, 2 years ago, was I this? No, hopefully not. There's something going on there. 2 years ago, we have organized, and the European Cloud Summit was the first user of that module, is a booth order form, which would be web-based for the organizers, both for the sponsors and exhibitors, but also on the other side for the venue and for the booth builders. How does it look like? I'm going to show you this live. If I manage to close this screen here, and I'm going to say here, Cloud Summit EU. It's then this is for some reason it's not being shared. It's not being shared. Okay. Yeah, now it's better. So this was the web version of the booth order form. Sorry for this short pause. This was the web version. This is completely plugged into Run Events event management platform. So you know already who your sponsors are. You have onboarded them, and you have been doing this stuff like this. So in this case, you as a sponsor would choose which sponsor you are. We can take, for example, one of the platinum sponsors here. We can put my data here, time as a sponsor. And then we go through a web-based wizard. What is necessary for you as a sponsor and as an exhibitor on this event? There are basic stuff like you would probably want a trash can, you will probably need electricity, you maybe need an extension cord. You can go to this wizard. Then you can choose, did you open a turnkey booth, or are you bringing your own booth? let's say if we say turnkey booth, we know because this is a platinum sponsor, and we know which are possible designs of the platinum sponsors. That also a bit depends if they are on the corner of a row, or are they in the middle of a row of the sponsors, or are they standalone, or is their booth standalone? In this case, we know they are standalone, so this is the only design which they can have for this booth. And we go to the stuff like carpet color, and I don't know, we can take some standard illumination or no illumination, and we can say any standard booths, whatever you need. And each time, the sponsor will know, for example, how many money, it's all calculated here, what's going to be the final price of this booth order. I've just walked through the booth order, not to take time from Elena. Yeah, all those stuff. And we all know, the sponsor will know in the end, this booth is going, the building of this booth is going to cost something over 3,000 euros. This was working nice, but there were a few issues in the process with this web-based booth order form. With this, and with this, I'm passing this to Elena. Slideshow, some kind of slide. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, okay, thank you. So this was what you've seen, our first solution for sponsors for the booth order form, what to order. But my problem was that sponsors couldn't visualize all the expo, how would the whole expo look like, how the neighbor booth will look like next to them. Sponsors couldn't imagine what they ordered. There were many emails coming to me, to myself, to booth builder, changing stuff, and we needed a new solution. And then Run Events again came to us. They were also searching and developing for the better solution, so we don't miss time and miss communication with 4 stakeholders.
Okay, so let's try to make 2 steps back and to imagine who is all involved in booth building process. On one side, it's definitely exhibitor sponsor themselves who want to have a booth which they know how it looks like. On another side, it's event organizer who wants to know how all that is going to look like. And the third side, are the venue and the booth builder. When you are organizing such an event as we are having here, we can have square halls like we have here now, rectangular. But even in the rectangular halls, you cannot put booths anywhere. You have emergency exits, you have passages, you have stuff where you cannot just put booths wherever you would prefer and like to put booth. On another side, there are a lot of events doing expos in custom looking expo halls, like foyers, like floors, like corridors. So this is something which is then a bit more complicated to organize for the expo stuff. The first thing which we need to sort is how does the expo look like? Where are the booth positions? From that, we would know which kind of sponsors could have which kind of booth. For example, does a 3x3 meters booth, is it a corner booth which can have only a corner back walls, or is it like we have there on booth 25, is it a booth in the middle where we have all 3 walls around side? What is the position, how this whole process needs to look like? So the first thing we have got, now we are moving from the standard web booth building to what everybody loves to call metaverse right now. I'm in technology for past 30 years. Believe me, in those 30 years, I lost my interest on buzzwords. And when the whole metaverse hype came 2-3 years ago in the middle of pandemic, I was like, yeah, let's wait a bit to see how this is really going to play out. But, and there's a big important but here, the bits and pieces of that technology are extremely, extremely useful for event organizers, event planners, and booth builders, and sponsors and exhibitors themselves. So what we see here, it's on our own technology. It's called Revirtual. It's Run Events Virtual, part of Run Events. Is the hole builder. That's the person, for the sake of simplicity, we are taking a rectangular hole here. On the cyan blue are the spaces where the booths can be positioned. And on the dark blue are the spaces where booths cannot be positioned. There are either corridors or passages or emergency exit or whatever we have there. On the left side, what you see here are the sponsorships, which also come from Run Event System, which you have already signed. And you know who has got which kind of booth. So I can take, hey, Amazon has got 6 times 6 meters booth. I can take this booth and position this booth wherever I want to have. So now you see that this Amazon booth has already got a design of a sort. We will come later how this design came to be, but this is how they look like. I can also then, of course, take any other booth. I can take also another 6 times 6 meters booth, place it here, or smaller booths, which I can be placing in different colors. Here I can be turning them around so that they can face back to back or front to front on however I want positions those booths. So the first task of you as an event organizer is to have the expo plan created. One thing is important, I was talking to Elena a lot during this time, is on those expo plans. It's much easier to sell the booths than on the printed expo plans, you know, which you get from the AutoCAD or in the PDF or whatever you have. Hey, yeah, this is kind of architectural design of the floor. Choose your booth. This is much more visual. This is what they can see and can somehow relate it. They will see where the doors are, they will see where their booths are going to be, and how on the end, when they are choosing booth positions, how is this going to look like? That's the first part. The second part, you have seen that some of those booths already do have furniture. How do you put it? Yes, you can choose furniture in the web form as we have had before. Now I'm switching to our sponsors module, which we then give to our sponsors, and we tell them, please design your booth. It takes a second until it loads. This is all in web, so they don't need anything else installed. This is really embedded in the web page. And I can say for this very sponsor, I'm going to take the same 3 times 6 meter booth and to have this. You see, you can put something default, some default furniture. I can put here a set and a counter, but I'm going to, hey, I definitely want to have a blue floor there. I would definitely like to have another chair and maybe a TV set here. So also, I can then take those sets, move them around. TV set needs to position there. I can take this chair, move it. I can take this counter. I can move this counter as well as I want. There are a few things going on now here. A, exhibitor, sponsor is going to immediately see how the booth is going to look like in a real time. How many of you do you have sponsors which ordered 3 counters and 17 chairs and then realize they can't even place it on their booths? I know it happened to Elena. She can talk about that later. But also they need what they want, but they also here, if they click here, they see how much is that going to cost. So in that moment, when they here click submit, few things are happening. Elena is getting this, booth builder is getting this, and the venue is getting this for approval if they need to make their approvals. Last but not the least, tackling Elena's problem, how is that all going to look like? Let me show you how it really that is going to look like in the real time. For the European Cloud Summit 2022, this is Rheingold-Halle in Mainz, one of the most iconic event venues in Germany. Pretty much each German chancellor has been speaking here for the past 40, 50 years since Rheingold-Halle has been built. What we did here, those are real sponsors, they are real booths, but from 2022, from a past event. I'm going to walk to this Rheingold-Halle. You see the booths. You see those booths who have been designed as they have been designed. And you have seen how all those things look like. I can even Can you hold this for a second for me, Elena? I need two hands now. So I can even see from the bird perspective how is that going to look like. Obviously, this is not a rectangular expo hall. This is obviously a custom-built expo hall. So what we are offering as a service to the organizers who have custom expo halls, custom halls in general, we can do this digitalization for those organizers, as we did for European Cloud Summit and for Rheingold Halle. Beautiful thing is, once we have this in the system, each event happening in the Rheingold Halle in Mainz can use this. So once it's on the platform, it's in the platform. So there's nothing else. Of course, I can show you the same thing for the rectangular halls, but it pretty much looks the same. I mean, nothing wrong with that, but it's pretty much, yeah. I think this is the one. Yeah. This is the very same thing. This is the very same thing, but for the rectangular halls, as I have shown you, being created in the first demo, where we have been positioning those booths in those rows. This is how then it, thank you, Elena. This is how then it looks like for them. What is important here? Sponsors can see how it's going to look in the real time, how their booth is going to look like, how the booth of their neighbors is going to look like, and maybe to take last changes, to put last stuff or something good there. What I haven't been telling you before the session is short, on the platform, sponsors can immediately, exhibitors can immediately upload all those backdrops, so that the booth builder immediately have them in the full quality, in the full resolution, and everything what the booth builders need for that. Okay, Elena, your show again.
Yeah. So the only thing was left after this amazing presentation that Adis did is to say what were the benefits. Of course, sponsors were amazed. Their mind was blown that when they saw everything in virtual reality, what the show would look like, how the sponsors or neighbor sponsors next to them will look like. And what was amazing for myself is I was left with huge amount of time to do creative work about my conference, because back before I was spending much time in miscommunication, in communication with sponsors, with booth builder, with venue manager, with all of them, and I couldn't do the creative stuff around my conference. The last thing I must say, yes, this was really amazing, but what is amazing for me is to have one system, one management system for my conferences, which is Run Events. And if you want to learn more about all the segments they are covering, visit them on the booth A25 and learn more. Thank you very much.
Pass the next slide. So, yeah, sentence. Elena skipped the last sentence, and I wanted her to have that sentence. Suppliers became partners. We became their partner, they became our partner. We like each other in the meantime a lot, and it really is so that you have this booth builders, you have the whole ecosystem, you have people, suppliers providing furniture, you have venues, you have stuff. They all become partners in crime, which is not crime, which is really trying to offer the best expo experience ever. And what we are happy is to take the fame and the buzz out of the word metaverse and to show, okay, this is where it's really useful for. Forget the hype, forget we should all be going to the metaverse. We probably shouldn't. I prefer my life in real life as it is, but it's a tool, and let's use it for its good, and this is where it's really good is. If you want to know more about that, or run events in general, we are just there on A25. We will be on our booth running a few demo sessions. This is what we'll be speaking about. We'll be speaking about agenda and speaker management, sponsor management, lead retrieval, badging, and about our mobile app in those 2 days. We would like to see you there if you want to know more. And there's that. I think there's some time for the questions left.
Really great. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's really interesting to see this product because when I worked for Reed Exhibitions, I tried to develop this same product, and one of the challenges that I had is everybody has different furniture. So how do you get around that?
Very good idea. Very good thing. So we couldn't, of course, show everything because that's really on our platform level. We have a furniture catalog where we put the furniture. We really put also the company's names, and we try to have as much insight as is possible. Of course, we cannot have everything. You are completely right. So what we basically offer to the organizers to do, if this chair is, I'm now guessing, 50 times 30 times 60 centimeters in the size, and you've got a chair which is similar enough, but it's maybe 2 centimeters thicker, right? But it looks similar enough to use that chair, but you can adjust the width, height, or depth of the object and said, yeah, this is pretty much the chair. Not quite, but pretty much we will be using that one. Our tool is clever enough to just stretch it for those 2 centimeters which you need for that.
Yeah, I think that was kind of where we were going with that.
Okay,
because
cool.
You're really trying to demonstrate to the exhibitor what it will look like. It's not, exact match, but it's layout. Have I got enough space?
Exactly.
Do I need anything else? That kind of thing. There's a question, how do you measure ROI of using the 3D visual presentation?
This one is for you, Elena.
Sorry, I did.
Measuring return of investment.
Run events is one system, one event management system, and everything gotten with all that features that were developed with our help, with help of many other event organizers. So this is a part of that one system that we have.
We hope that we have saved a lot of Elena's time with this one. We really do. She needs to confirm that or deny that, but we hope that we did. And what I was hearing on the side, I was not involved in those conversations, those talks, but I was hearing on the side, that's much easier for her to show off this to sponsors. This is your booth. This is where it's going to be. This is how it's going to look like. Are you satisfied with that?
And do you think it increases upsell?
I'm sorry.
Do you think it increases upsell to sell
Definitely.
more?
Definitely.
Then again, that's a question for
definitely.
Elena, but I definitely think it's an increase in upsales.
It definitely does, because sponsors love to work with us, but they are sponsoring each year our conferences because this is a kind of thing that we are giving to them to be satisfied when coming here, because they don't need to go through 100 pages of catalog of venue manager that send them, or booth manager or technique. So this was really shortening time for them and for ourselves as well.
Great.
May I say just one anecdote about that one? Okay, we see another one. The tool is called run.events. There are few of those banners that you can see there. That's how the tool is called, run.events. Because that was another question. One anecdote was in one of Elena's conferences in 2018 that when we have decided to start working on this one, they had a sponsor which had a beautifully created booth and with a backdrop and no counter, no table, no chairs. Somebody in their purchase forgot to purchase those. That would, and to be even worse, the good guys were from Australia. And you just see them sitting there. She managed to pull the magic. They got everything what they needed, but it was just kind of, okay, this shouldn't be happening. There shouldn't be people standing on the empty booth. This is not right. So this was one of the triggers for us. Okay, we need to think about this. Where we came up first with the web version, and then now with this.
That's great. That's a great one to finish on. Thank you very much to Adis and Elena.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
And we are on booth 25, so who wants to join us?
Thank you.